Welcome into NFL Daily. NFL free agency is underway, so let's do a midway mock draft because there are some changes here, especially in the draft order. No change, though, at number 1. It's Joe Burrow. Lock and load it. Number 2, Chase Young to the Redskins. I still think this is the path Washington goes, but Tua possibly does open up some fun doors there. Number 3, Jeffrey Okudah to the Detroit Lions. They would love to trade down, but Darius Slay is gone. I still think Okudah is the most sensible target for the Detroit Lions. Number 4, Tristan Wirfs, the offensive lineman out of Iowa. I like him a lot. I am a little uncertain, though, as to which offensive lineman will go number 4, if that is the path the Giants choose to go. There are 3 of them that are absolutely worth taking early in the NFL draft. There's Jedrick Wills, there's Mekhi Becton, and then there's Wirfs. All 3 of them are really good players, and I don't know which one's going to go first. So can you guys help me out? Which one do you like the most? Type A for Wills, B for Becton, C for Wirfs. There are strengths and pros and cons to each of them. They're all going to get first-round grades from me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, A, B, or C. Number 5, Tua. So that's actually not a change there either. I still think this is the path Miami goes if, of course, the medical checks out, which, quite frankly, getting a little bit dicey given today's state of affairs around the country. Number 6, Justin Herbert. The Chargers have said they're going to stick with Tyrod Taylor as the starter. Yeah, that means they're taking somebody. Read between the lines there. Herbert to 6. I think 3 quarterbacks go inside that range, which pushes down non-quarterbacks. Isaiah Simmons, I could see him going at 3. I could see him going at 4. I think he'll be the 3rd defensive player, maybe even the 2nd defensive player, frankly, taken in this year's draft class. Panthers need a strong safety. They need a linebacker, a nickel corner. Guess what? Simmons can do literally all of that. I love his fit in Carolina. I think the Panthers will be smart enough to use him in a variety of ways. Now, if you guys want more NFL draft videos, do me a favor. Type me in the comments section. Let my bosses know that even though it's NFL free agency, which will end in a little bit, you still want draft coverage. So do me a favor and spam me in the comments. Number 8, Jedrick Wills to the Arizona Cardinals. You got DeAndre Hopkins in a total steal. Wills slots in at right tackle. You protect Kyler Murray. Now you're feeling in great shape about your offense. Number 9, a different pick here. Let's go with Javon Kinlaw. People keep telling me, people around the NFL, that he's not going to get to 13. Well, I don't think he goes at 10. I don't think he goes at 11 or 12. So I think that's 9 to the Jags then. Now, if the medical doesn't check out, he could be in for a tumble. But I do think there is a real chance Kinlaw goes off the board before Derek Brown. Whichever one doesn't go early, by the way, or at least doesn't go first, could be in for a bit of a draft day slide because someone is going to have to tumble at least just a little bit. Number 10, Mekhi Becton to the Cleveland Browns. You took care of right tackle and Jack Conklin. Now you get your left tackle. I think Becton could go 4. If the Chargers don't go offensive tackle, I think there could be someone who slides to 10 or number 11. But at number 11, I got the Jets going with an edge rusher. I think they'll keep Robbie Anderson. We'll see how long that stays out there until it looks smart or till it looks dumb in the end. But Chasen at 11 is an edge rusher. They desperately need one of those. And after those first 2 pass rushers, things get a little bit dicey in the end. Number 12, the Las Vegas Raiders. I've got them going CeeDee Lamb, the first receiver off the board in this particular mock draft. Now, you can argue Jerry Jeudy. You can argue CeeDee Lamb. They're both great. There's almost really no wrong answer. The Raiders desperately need wide receiver help. CeeDee Lamb comes in. Frankly, he might be wide receiver 1 right off the bat for Vegas. I love his fit for the Raiders there. Build around Derek Carr, whoever your long-term quarterback is at some point. Either way, you got to get receiver help. Lamb does that for Vegas. At number 13, the San Francisco 49ers as a result of the DeForest Buckner trade. Now, Derek Brown was on the board, and I strongly consider that. I also considered Andrew Thomas. But I'm going to go with Jerry Jeudy. I think Jeudy is a perfect textbook to a T fit for what Kyle Shanahan wants in his receivers. In fact, we've seen the Niners be linked to Odell Beckham for a long time now. That's my comp for Jerry Jeudy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's off the board by this point, in which case Henry Ruggs or Lamb also makes sense. You have Deebo Samuel. You add Jerry Jeudy as well. With George Kittle, you have a very promising and still pretty damn young group of pass-catching options for San Francisco. I'd love that pick at 13. But the Niners have only been at 13 for a very short period of time. So who should San Francisco take at that number 13 spot? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Lots of different routes to go. And you know what? Niners fans, for our 49ers channel, maybe we'll have Thomas Mott do a video on this for you guys in the near future. All right, to number 14 now, Andrew Thomas. You got to protect Tom Brady. He's not going to move around very much in the pocket at this point. Thomas, the last of the big four offensive linemen left, it's a great fit. If Henry Ruggs makes it to number 15, and he might not, quite simply, I think he is a perfect fit for what the Denver Broncos want to do with their offense. You have a great possession guy in Courtland Sutton. Let's get some speed on there. That's what Ruggs brings in spades. Derek Brown at 16. I tweeted this out at What Going Downey. Someone's gonna fall. One of those guys that should go top 10, which I think counts as Derek Brown and some of the receivers, someone's got to slide. So the Falcons could go C.J. Henderson. Instead, they get Derek Brown to continue to build on that interior, having spent some recent mid, second, third, fourth round picks on the cornerback spot. But if Brown's there at 16, wonder if a team tries to move up for him. At number 17, it is the Dallas Cowboys. I've got them going C.J. Henderson. Derek Brown almost fell, and I would probably trade up for him if that was actually what was going on here for the Cowboys. Henry Ruggs is off the board. The receivers are gone. Kayvon Chasen's off the board. Not a great board the way it fell for the Cowboys. Corner is still a need, though, for this team. They did bring back Anthony Brown. They have Chidobe Awuzie. They have Jordan Lewis. They added Maurice Kennedy, who's a depth special teams guy. They don't have a true one. And Awuzie, Lewis are all going to be free agents in the near future. And Anthony Brown's only is truly locked in for like 1 year with this Cowboys team. Maybe it's a year and a half in the end. But if Henderson's there at 17, who could go 9, could go 16, could even go 12 maybe. Henderson, I think, would be a good fit for the Cowboys. I still think corner is an area they have to address early because it's either go big for a number 1 or maybe you just ride it out for 1 more year. Now, if you guys have NFL draft questions, hit me up on Twitter. We are almost at the 7,350 mark. My DMs are open. If you have draft questions, you just want to talk about the NFL draft, hit me up. It's on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney. That link's in the description, by the way, for you guys. The Dolphins at 18, I'm going to get them some offensive line help. Josh Jones can play tackle. You added Eric Flowers to play guard, which is okay, fine. Jones comes in at 18, maybe a bit on the early side, but there's going to be a run on offensive linemen. I doubt Andrew Thomas gets this far. If he does, it's a no-brainer. I like Jones' spot at 18. At number 19, Christian Fulton. I asked Mitchell Renz, this is not my pick, hey, Christian Fulton or Xavier McKinney? He went with Fulton, so that's the pick I made here at number 19. I like Christian Fulton. I probably won't be a coward. I'll make him my cornerback too, just barely ahead of C.J. Henderson. There are some concerns. That's why he's on the board at number 19, for example. Bad tackler. But you know what? He can play man-to-man. There aren't that many corners who can truly stick man-to-man on a variety of receivers. Not all receivers, because, the top end guys are tough to cover. The rules favor them. But 2 years of strong play, can play man-to-man. You can make Eli Apple a backup. I think that's your best path, quite frankly. Fulton, Mullen, long-term on the outside. Pretty damn good combo for the Raiders. So grade Vegas's free agency so far. A, B, C, D, or F. I like it. Hasn't been perfect. Kind of thought Carl Nassib got overpaid, but, that's just one of the signings. You can get out of it in the near future, too, if you absolutely have to. So I think at minimum, it's a B for Vegas. I would have loved a higher impact corner, but it just gets you one in the NFL draft. All right, number 20. I wish Fulton were there. I would have liked that pick for Jacksonville. I'll go a different route here. How about A.J. Epinesa? Calais Campbell is gone. Yannick Ngakoue might be following him in the very near future. You need more than just Josh Allen. Epinesa, more of a power type of pass rusher, could mesh well across from Allen. Number 21, Justin Jefferson. The Eagles got to find receiver help. And after the big three, between Jefferson, Higgins, Shenault, Denzel Mims, Jalen Reagor, I have no idea what the order is going to be. But I like Jefferson quite a bit, so I'll throw him to Philadelphia as a better slot receiver than Nelson Aguilar because he can actually catch. Number 22, Jeff Gladney. This pick, by the way, from the Buffalo Bills, part of the Stephon Diggs trade. I'll go corner because they can still get a receiver later on. Hint, hint. I love Gladney's fit in Minnesota. Mackenzie Alexander's gone. Trey Waynes is gone. Xavier Rhodes got cut. They need a corner badly. I got Gladney, who I think will be a first-round pick. Let's get wild here. Jordan Love out of Utah State, the quarterback going to the New England Patriots. There is a massive risk-reward situation going on here with Jordan Love. He could be great or he could suck. But in the Patriots scheme with Belichick and McDaniels, that is a gamble I'm going to take. Whichever quarterback the Patriots, if they take one early, probably has a pretty good chance of panning out. But certainly Love among the biggest boom or bust prospects this year. All right, number 24, Laviska Shenault to the Saints. I'm going to play him in the slot over Traquan Smith. I'm going to get the ball in his hands in a variety of creative ways. Sean Payton knows how to do that. He has done it with Taysom Hill. Different players, of course, but Shenault even was a Wildcat quarterback for Colorado. If anyone can maximize his creative ability, Shenault's I think it's Sean Payton. So those last two picks, I think those are great destinations for prospects who do carry some significant red flags. Love's inconsistency in down 2019. Shenault, well, his injury problems. I got a deal for you guys. Jersey price drop. Nike NFL jersey price drop. Under $80 right now at chatsports.com/jersey deal. All kinds of players, color rushes as well. All types of different, the home and road, even some alternate jerseys are available on there. It is chatsports.com/jersey deal. I'll get that link in the comments and the description for you guys, so go check it out. I didn't even realize I did this until just now. 2 TCU players for Minnesota. Jalen Reagor goes at number 25. Let's get them some more speed. You have Adam Thielen. Reagor, who I think bulked up too much at the combine, is still a really, really good athlete. Number 26, Xavier McKinney. You lose Rashad Jones. I think McKinney's really good value here at the back end of round one. He can be a dynamic safety option for you in terms of playing in the box. Could play some deep, but I think he's a little bit better almost as a nickel box, strong safety hybrid. He can do a lot for you. I like him a lot. I like his fit in Miami. Number 27, Yetur Gross-Matos out of Penn State. We will see what happens at the Seattle edge rusher spot. Several free agents. They have some bigger-bodied guys that they've drafted, L.J. Collier, Rasheem Green. Neither of them are bendy edge guys. That's what Yetur Gross-Matos is. I like his fit for what they need in Seattle. Number 28, Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma. The linebackers fall because the Raiders don't need one at number 19 anymore. He goes to the Ravens. I love his fit, by the way, for that team. I think it's a very strong prospect team match. Wasn't sure where to go with Tennessee. So I'm going to go with Cesar Ruiz, the interior offensive lineman out of Michigan. Can play center. I'm looking at guard. I know they drafted Nate Davis. I think they can do better. I'm going to plug him in at right guard. He can take over center if needed as well. I think Ruiz is the first interior guy off the board, by the way. I don't know why yet, but I love the fit of Denzel Mims in Green Bay. I think he fits well with what they could use. He's a great athlete, great along the sidelines. They need another receiver. You took care of linebacker. Now take care of receiver in the draft. Mims at 30. I think I'm going to mock that one quite a bit. At number 31 for the second time in round one, the 49ers are on the clock. Trading down, still a very strong option. But I'm going to go with Trayvon Diggs, the cornerback out of Alabama. I love his fit for San Francisco. You brought back Jimmy Ward, so I'm crossing off Grant Delpit as a mock draft pick here. He is long, he is tall, and he has ball skills. Sound like anyone you know that the Niners have a tendency to target at corner? He is a perfect style fit for what that defense wants. That former Seahawks cover 3 base defense. Of course, they've added adjustments under their DC. But I think Diggs in San Francisco, a really good fit long-term across from Richard Sherman and even to replace him down the road. The Chiefs are on the clock now at number 32 overall. You see Trayvon Diggs off the board, so I'm not going to go corner. I don't think safety's a need. I'm going to go with linebacker Patrick Queen. I think he'd be a great fit for Kansas City because they've tried. They have tried to figure out their linebacker spot. The reality is They failed at doing it. It's okay. It happens. But Queen is a great athlete, fits the modern linebacker mold. He's not Darren Lee. It fits that style of play, but he's better than Darren Lee, at least from what we've seen out of Darren Lee so far in the NFL. So if I'm the Chiefs, I'll take Patrick Queen. I'm taking the best available defensive guy at 32, unless I try and trade down. Now, we promised you guys some round 2 picks for teams with no first-round selection. I'm going to go with T. Higgins at 34. The receiver board didn't fall great for Indianapolis in this particular mock draft. Higgins, though, brings some size. You have Paris Campbell. You have T.Y. Hilton. You tried Devin Funchess last year. Let's bring a bigger body on the outside at receiver. T. Higgins has been comped to Mike Williams. Well, Phillip Rivers knows how to use that type of receiver. All right, at number 40, Terrell Lewis out of Alabama to the Houston Texans here. I like Terrell Lewis. I got injury concerns. I have no idea what Houston will do under Bill O'Brien. We'll have to wait and see, but it does fill in the values about right. All right, A.J. Terrell goes number 43 overall to the Chicago Bears. I got to replace Prince Amukamara. Terrell was the best available corner left on the board. The value was about right. I know interior offensive line is a need. I can get that on my other Bears second-round pick. Now, Terrell this year played really well, except against LSU. And I know that game is stuck in a lot of people's minds, and I get it. But you can't let one game try and pretend that that's more important than the entire body of work. So there are some concerns for Terrell. Absolutely, I understand that. But in round 2, I think that's pretty solid value. Number 49, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Josh Uche out of Michigan. I know you have Bud Dupree. I'm not convinced you're going to work out a long-term deal with him. I know you tagged him. If Uche's on the board, I love his fit in Pittsburgh. I think he's a great option there. So I know Bud Dupree was tagged. Don't freak out on me, Steelers fans. If there's no long-term deal, take Uche, then let Bud Dupree walk next season. Number 52, Malik Harrison to the LA Rams. They need linebacker help. They need edge and then maybe some running back help, but probably less on the running back part in this point. I am curious to see where Malik Harrison goes. It's not a great linebacker class, but the Rams, they've got to invest something at the spot. I know historically they haven't. Maybe this year that changes things. Finally, the Buffalo Bills at number 54 overall. I didn't love the options on the board, quite frankly, for the Bills. The edge kind of was dried up at this point, but you're in really good shape overall. You've invested in some offensive linemen, but there isn't a great locked-in multi-year starter yet. And I know you just paid one of them, but Jonah Jackson, I think, can be that guy. He was really good for Ohio State this year. In round 2, I think he might be pretty close to a plug-and-play starter. That's some great value outside the top 50.